We are live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good. I
Good.
thought I thought we would go live this morning. We have some
Yeah,
exciting
what the
news.
hell, YOLO, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important when we get fairly significant things with the project come along, I like to get with the community and get them involved. So it's really all part of the ride, right, Davey? We like the ride.
Absolutely.
We love the ride.
The
And
ride
if
is
you
fun.
if you didn't see it, get the "Come and Take It" GPU shirt. It's in the Flux store. Um, Lisa created this, and it per my request, and it's my all-time favorite shirt now. So I can't take it off, man.
Don't need to.
Yeah.
So,
So
what are we talking about this morning?
everybody's probably curious why we call it an impromptu meeting, which is not normal for us. We only do it every now and again when we have something that's really significant to the project. And I think this is probably one of the more significant pieces that we've had to the project up to this point for development. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is walk you through a press release that's gonna hit the newswire this afternoon. It may already be out a little bit, but I think it's super important. So, Dave, if you want to throw that up for me, please.
Sure thing. Give me one sec. Is that visual, or should I make it bigger even?
Oh, I can't read shit, man. I'm old. It's all blurry.
It's all blurry. How about now?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about now?
Still blurry. Well, there we go. It's a little bit better. Okay.
Wow.
So,
All right.
what we're doing is we're gonna. This is being announced today. Flux partners with Davidson Consulting as a blockchain as a service meetup in Lille, France. Did I say it right?
Lil. Yep.
Lille. Okay.
Yeah, you did it right.
Flux co-founder to demonstrate how Web3 will bolster French and larger European business management and operations landscape. So scroll up or down. So New York is where I don't know why they put New York there. We're not based in New York, but that's where it came from. Flux, the front runner in building decentralized infrastructure to power Web3, today announced its participation with David Consulting as a premier blockchain as a service meetup at BAAS in Lille, France, September the 22nd. This event will feature Flux co-founder and chief strategy officer Daniel Keller, who will speak on the company's efforts to provide the world enterprise-grade decentralized infrastructure and how organizations can utilize the rapidly evolving technology for ultimate advantage. The professional industry meetup will bring together developers and businesses to work. Oh, God, I can't read this. This is so screwed. I'm sure if it's on this everybody else's screen this way, I'm sorry. Explore joint opportunities in blockchain and Web3. French businesses will learn from four innovators, including Keller, who will be introducing the possibilities of blockchain and Web3 technologies in networks, digital transformation, and Industry 4.0. The best kept secret in Web3 is the infrastructure behind it, particularly decentralized infrastructure, which is able to scale at a rapid pace, innovate, and build value for future generations, said Keller, a 25-year technology veteran. 25, God, why did they put the years in there? I feel old now. Web3 and a Web3 expert. Davey, I made it to a Web3 expert.
Wow.
As
we
the web,
have to revisit this article. That doesn't sound right.
As the Web3 landscape evolves and broadens in scope, Flux invites anyone to partner with us and deploy and develop on our platform and experience the tremendous, limitless business outcomes as a result. Also speaking at the event is, and you can say the name,
Sylvain and Alexis.
okay? From Davidson Consulting, French YouTuber Kevin Monsieur TK. If you guys have been around in the mining space, that guy's super. I mean, he's everywhere. He was one of our very first supporters, and he's been really prominent since then. So he knows a lot about Flux. French businesses such as, and Davey, you go ahead.
Auchan, AXA, Boulanger, Ornay, Decathlon, Action, Gap, Restauration, SNCF Connect and Tech, and more to attend.
To attend the meetup and can leverage the expertise presented on how to bring the massive potential to their organizations. This is huge, guys. If you got once you get the copy of this press release, look these businesses up. The one that got me, Davey, when I was looking at it was that Decathlon. Decathlon, it's freaking huge, man. That business is massive. It's crazy. They're all fairly massive, so it's really to have them all in one place is awesome.
There's banks in there. There's insurance companies in there. The company who runs the TGV in France is in there. Auchan is, if you're in the US and you're wondering what that is, that's kind of the Walmart from Europe. They're pretty large. Decathlon is the largest sports company in the world, and they're all coming to see what Flux is about.
I love it. All right, let's keep reading. So
let's keep reading. Let's go down.
Blockchain technology has been a hotspot of innovation since 2009. Has grown from digital money to a vast ecosystem of services and tools with a wide range of use cases. Now, as a centralized component of the central component of the fourth industrial revolution, it can tie the Internet of Things and enable machine economies. Flux has an end goal of providing an AWS-like environment where anyone is able to deploy their application on the network with just a few clicks. The company has partnered with Lumen Technologies to create hybrid Web 2, Web 3 platforms to future enable the adoption of decentralized infrastructure. Flux is also a member of the NVIDIA Inception program to integrate AI hardware into the Flux network. Further, solve economic or environmental issues of blockchain mining. The company is working with the Western Switzerland University of Applied Science in Geneva to develop proof of useful work protocol. Ultimately, this will secure blockchain and mining networks will solve problems such as rendering, machine learning, deepfake detection, and other computational listing. This next quote is my favorite quote. France is rapidly becoming the new epicenter of technology innovation, where we are pleased to partner with Flux in this, featuring Daniel Keller to guide some of our nation's most successful businesses looking to flourish in the Web3 space, said Savannah from Davis. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. From Davis Consulting.
It's Sylvain.
Sylvain. Okay, got it. Flux will be providing gifts. Oh, we always got to give a couple gifts out, but they're not getting these shirts because you got to come and take it from me. So more information.
The gifts that we're sharing is a little different than what you normally would do in an event like this, right? Normally you would bring like keychains and mugs and all that. We're going to be doing it a little different this time. We're not going to share it just yet because I don't want these folks to know what they're getting yet.
Oh,
but let's just say that they're going to be.
You could tell me.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you, but nobody else will know then, right?
I want to know. Know. So what does all this mean, guys? This means that you're reading a press release of us. We are going to be pitching to some of the largest companies in Europe, one-on-one, right? But the part that you're missing is this is going to be live streamed for every single person in the Flux community to participate and see this happening live. You know, we don't want to do these pitches, these development models behind closed doors. So it makes sense to do it live, and we'll have translators for both French and for English. We'll have myself there. Davies actually and Alex are traveling to France, and I believe maybe Blonde Frogs as well. They'll be there on the scene, and I'll be remote. And honestly, all of you will be participating. So we've got to have our A game ready to go. This is an exciting time, and this is why I want you all to share in the experience, because it's not every day you get 10, 15 of the largest companies in Europe and sit down and explain to them exactly what Web3 is. And that's exactly what we're getting ready to do. So people that run around talking about use cases, what's the use case of Flux? Well, you're gonna be right beside us as we present those use cases, not to the fintech or the DeFi or the crypto world, but in the standard tech stacks, and that's going to be exciting. So I'm pumped about it. I think it's going to be great. I think a big shout out to Davey and Alex for putting this together and the legwork that came with this. This was a heavy lift. I mean, the idea of getting all of those companies in one place at one time, and the value add of to us to be able to come in and pitch Web3 and why Flux is the next internet is amazing. So I don't see any other fucking project out there doing it like we're doing it. I don't know if they're doing behind the scene closed deals with these folks. It needs to be in the sunlight. Community needs to be involved. If we're asking you all to be the backbone, the infrastructure, the team that supports us, we need to be able to work together as a team. And this is exciting. I'm excited. I hope I don't screw it up and
Well, you only screwed up a couple names, but other than that,
well, you know, I don't know. Everybody's used to that, so you know, I can't remember anybody's name to save my life.
yeah, the folks from Davidson Consulting have been awesome to work with. They're so driven on working with blockchain, and they picked us as the preferred chain to work with. Right? They like the infrastructure that we're offering, and they wanted to share it, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. And they're like, you guys up for a meetup? And we're like, sure. Thinking at that point it would be just Flux guys and Davidson Consulting guys, but no, they wanted to go bigger, and they're like, we're bringing everybody and all our customers. So
yeah, this is go big or go home. And you know, obviously, we're doing the exact same thing, looking at the states and other areas, you know, where we can do these exact things. You'll see some really cool partnerships coming out with folks in the states. But I got to be honest, man. These guys are very forward thinking. They came to us. They had put the plan together. They knew Flux. They actually deployed a proof of concept on the platform. You know, they weren't fucking around. They came in and they're like, let's make it happen. You know, so we got to see them working through the process and asking questions because they have to be the experts for their customers. So, you know, using our technology, you have to feel pretty good about it. So at the end of it, as they added it, they felt really good about it. They understood the premise of what we were doing. They understood that it's iterative. There's lots of complexities that are continued to be worked out. And in the end, they are opening up, you know, wide arms for us to come in and share with this. So we're super excited about it. I mean, I think it's probably one of the biggest deals that we've had with the project to date, because we are lining ourselves up with some of the biggest players in the space.
You have no idea how hard I had to bite my lips sometimes to say a thing about this. Like, we've been working on this for quite some months already. I think we started somewhere in February, and these guys have been pushing us too. Like, partnerships like this really push our products as well, right? So they came in and said, look, we want to see things fixed on this end and on that end, and we're like, yep, let's do it. I'll bring it up with the devs, and straight away they had concerns, they addressed it, they voiced it to us, and we addressed it. And all the things that you see are being built and developed right now, part of that is the partnership we have with these guys. They're like, this is what you need in the real world, build it. And we're like, absolutely, let's do it.
I mean, that one company alone, you know, like, you know, I truly didn't understand the impact of this until, you know, Davey like grabbed me by the neck and was like, sit here and look at this, you know, because, you know, we're always moving so fast. You know what I mean? We've got a lot of customers that come to us and they want to kick the tires. They want to understand it. Then they go back away. Then they come back again and they're like, all right, well, maybe we want to do something. Can you tell us X, Y, and Z? So we spend a lot of time hand holding and getting these larger institutions to understand. And when I say institutions, it's not necessarily even one or two companies. It's multiple companies that want to understand the premise of Web3 and how it works. And I mean, these guys weren't even like that. We didn't have to go to them. We didn't have to reach out to them. They came to us and they brought their A game with them. And they were like, you know, show us X, Y, and Z. And we did. And, you know, off they went. And they came back again, and this was the end result. So, you know, I'm excited to see this all go off. I'm really excited for the community to be part of this, because, like I said earlier, we're all here for the ride. The ride is the fun stuff. You know what I mean? Seeing the project grow and seeing it become something more than just you or me or, any of us in the community. It's about, seeing it morph into something that's, going to give back. And we really like that. So this is the first time that honestly, we're going to get in front of, billion-dollar businesses, billions and billions of dollar businesses. You go do the research on those companies. You'll shit your pants. They're huge.
They're big companies.
My thought philosophy around it is to showcase this platform, show them exactly what Flux can do, because I'm excited to see it all transpire. So without, anything else, Davey? We can take a couple questions from people.
We can take a couple of questions. So I'll be in Europe. I'll be in Belgium and in France, northern France, that is. And I do plan to stay there for a few days. So we might do an impromptu meetup as well for the folks who are in the Benelux and they want to come in, and we can definitely set something up. I will bring some trinkets for those who do meet up with me, if you're interested. But other than that,
I don't know. That sounds creepy, dude.
I got like.
Are you gonna have a van? Are you gonna have a van?
Yeah, like a van with candy.
If he shows up with a van with tinted windows, do not get in. I've got Flux. If he's holding a flash drive with some Flux on it, don't get in. Don't trust him.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Oh shit. All right, let's get some questions going,
guys.
Let's
do some questions. Like
we got like 150 people in this, like impromptu off the. These guys are waiting for it.
All right.
You can ask your question here, or you can toss it into Discord. Here would be easier.
Whatever you like.
Okay, there's one there. Monobody put one up.
Did he? I'm scrolling.
What are the expectations? Yeah. It was like literally the last like three comments ago.
Oh, there he is. Boom.
What are your expectations, guys? Are collaboration deals already ongoing, or the potential is there? I mean, the whole intensive purpose of this is for us to work with these projects, right? You saw this, I would say a better part of 3 weeks ago. FedEx came out and said they were dropping all of their data centers. Well, FedEx isn't just going to not use computers. They're going to use alternative technologies like Web3, like Flux. I'm not saying FedEx is we're not working with FedEx. Don't freak out. Everybody's going to be like, oh, you're working with FedEx. But if FedEx is listening and they want to come work with us, we'd absolutely knock their socks off. So, but the use case is there. So, and these businesses in Europe, they're looking to reduce their footprint for technology. They're looking to reduce their carbon footprint, evergreen technology, so they don't have to keep buying infrastructure. If you've been in technology, one of the biggest bitches in the whole thing is keeping your infrastructure current, your servers current. I've got, I had servers that were deployed that were like 11, 12 years old, like keep that stuff current. Well, now you don't have to worry about any of that. On-prem is now Web 2, Web 3. If you want on-prem, you can do it, and you run all three of them. And this is showcasing that it doesn't have to be expensive, right? So if you go to AWS and you're deploying a standard web server, right, you're looking at $100. You go into Flux, you're looking at $10 for 3 instances, approximately, give or take what the price of Flux is. So what does that do to a company's bottom line who, the president and CEO and everybody else says reduce cost? Well, technology is one of the ones that gets hit first in cost reductions, and then you get degraded service. Well, now you can reduce cost and get improved services. So that's a win-win. And that's exactly what we're going to showcase. We're going to talk to them about how they can inch their way into it, because we've always said we're not maximalists, right? Web3 doesn't come in and just take over the world. Web3 comes in and acts as that symbiotic relationship with Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. So you guys want to run on Lumen, and you're already running on Lumen, but you want to start to experiment and move into Web 3. Hey, that's us. That's us, guys. We're going to do that for you. So let us help you. So this really, it's this is the plan of how we've always looked at it. For 4.5 years, we knew that we would be at this critical point where we would be able to provide infrastructure and augment Web 2 with Web 3 and start pushing people in the natural direction of adoption for Web 3. So we're right on time. It's exactly what we wanted. And now we're starting to see the fruits of our labor.
Hope that answers Monobodies this question. Next up, Alex has a question for you.
How's Dan's French? You know that, and
I have to put it there.
I only know one thing in French, and it's not appropriate to say on here.
Nope,
so
don't say that. I know what that is.
And if it's inappropriate for me to say, it's pretty inappropriate. So
don't say.
Good one, Alex. Good one.
All right. I saw another question.
Are you concerned that if the price of Flux appreciates too quickly, node operators will discontinue their nodes to take gains, which will hurt the project? That is the question. Each person needs to decide that for themselves. I think because of the way the Flux nodes are structured, and you have mining rewards not only coming from the block reward, but you have no participation rewards. You got Mock, you got Doc, you got Cadena, you've got other projects that are going to start dropping tokens as well. It's the old adage, Davey. Do you throw out the golden goose? Do you sell the golden goose?
I wouldn't, but if there's less golden gooses, my golden goose, well, just became a diamond at that point. Because if there's less nodes on the network, all the people who stay on the network make more. So
and you got to remember too, this on-demand scaling, we're going to see halvenings coming. As we add more infrastructure, you're going to see more halvenings coming. The total lockups in the nodes will continue to kind of go down. The more nodes will be deployed. It's this circular process where you buy Flux, you stand a node up, you run it, you get more Flux, you stand another node up, run it, price goes up, maybe you take some profit, price goes down, you take more, buy more Flux, and you just keep deploying this circular motion. So no, I don't think it's a problem. I would say the majority of the folks that are running infrastructure now were running it when they were losing money. So that tells you something about the project. I'm not worried about that at all.
No, neither am I. And like I said, either everybody makes their own decision. If you need to cash out or whatever, that's fair. But everybody else will say, "Yay! Now I get a little more." So it all balances out.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Kerry Brown is a question for us. Let's give him. It's a good question, actually.
Kerry, good pick, man. You got that side look going there. It's a very pro. So I feel good answering this question. Do we have U.S.-based companies in the funnel waiting to transition into Flux for some of their infrastructure? Yes. I'll just say that. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first one that we're releasing, but there's many other of these in the shoots, and most of them is just like, let's all think back to the very first time we figured out crypto, right? Where'd you hear about it, Davey? I heard
that was back 2017 in the first one of the bigger bull runs, I guess, on TV.
But how did you hear about it? How did you hear about it?
I was just Googling it and YouTubing it, and
But remember the feeling that you got, like, when you first were super skeptical. And
I was as skeptical as everybody else out there. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
And then all of a sudden,
it's like
you fell down the rabbit hole, right? And there was that magical moment where it was like this. Holy shit. This is game changer. Okay. That's what these businesses are experiencing right now, right? There's a disruptor there. There's a disruptor. Web3, Flux, what we're doing, we're disrupting. That's what we came to the party. We're like the drunk guy that shows up at 11 o'clock when everybody's wrapping it up. Hey, let's party till 2. The bottom line is this: is they're finally falling down that rabbit hole, and they're seeing the value add. And not only that, they're businesses that they're currently working with. Like let's say hypothetically, we will use Lumen because we work with Lumen. Lumen has people that they provide services for who are coming to Lumen and saying, tap, tap, tap. What's this shit about Web3? And explain it to me. And I want you to be versed. You're paid to be versed in these new technologies. So our goal is to make sure that those folks are educated on Web3 and the fact that it doesn't suck away all of your customers, but what it does is it gives them another option, and for you to expand your technology footprint.
Absolutely.
Lumen talks about the fourth industrial revolution. They're not wrong. It's happening today. You know what I mean? You're seeing it happen today.
Lumen is smart enough to understand that we're enhancing their products, not taking away their products. We're providing an extra service to their customer base by decentralizing their front ends. They're seeing the benefit, not the competition, and that's how we approach every potential partnership that we engage in any call that we engage in, right?
Yep. All right. What else we got?
What else we have?
And the AMA, you don't have to have just about this. You can ask other questions too.
All right. I throw some other questions in there too.
Any hints for the next big thing coming to Flux? Everything. I mean, I would say the biggest thing that I see coming to Flux is obviously our persistent storage data, which is there's going to be some all right, Leaky Dan. There's going to be some attention around Flux IPFS, which is going to be a big deal, and our persistent storage model. So, I mean, I'm super excited about that because why is that important? Well, that's important because there's 3 things that make us the true AWS on a blockchain. Real persistent storage that doesn't depend on third-party providers. Okay, so we build it ourselves. We had to build it ourselves because we didn't want third parties involved. The second one is a Jetpack 2.0 and the ability for rapid deployment and onboarding. That's a big one. And I would say the third one, and you could maybe even add a fourth one to this, is the deployment of Kubernetes so that we are a dual house. So there's no other project out there that's looking at having not only Docker but Kube, and we're looking at that. Those in the short term, let's say this year, are the big pieces. But the big thing I'm excited about, obviously, is proof of use work. I think you're seeing it now. People starting to, the governments are bulking about, what it's doing to a proof of work is doing to the environment. There's a ton of emphasis. You already seen Janet Yellen was talking about the carbon renewal, the footprint, and all this other shit. Why is the Treasury Secretary talking about the environment? Makes no sense, right? But we're not going to wait to the 11th hour when they come in and they say, "Hey, proof of work is banned," and they can't ban it. But in reality, what we should be doing as a community, as a team, and I'm not just talking Flux, I'm talking the entire blockchain ecosystem. Iterate the tech. If proof of work is energy consuming a shit ton of energy, iterate the tech. And that's exactly what Flux is doing. We already use proof of use of work for our node side. You're running it today. You go to runonflux.io, the website. It runs on Flux. It's useful work. That server sitting in someone's house is running useful work for us, and we're paying to have that deployed. And we're going to do that as well on the mining side as well. So long answer to that is lots of short-term stuff, but the grandiose, the big daddy will be a proof of use of work.
Absolutely. On the business side of things, there's big things in the pipeline as well. And we just announced one, but there's other things coming as well. So we're just moving along. All right, a couple more questions.
Yeah, I got time. What is it? Yeah, we got 20 minutes. So let's just get as many questions done as we can for these fine people that showed up today.
I'm going to scroll up because I'm sure I missed a bunch of questions. All right.
Somebody said IPFS for Thunder. I missed Thunder. Thunder is already 20 terabytes, people. Mark it down. 20 terabytes hard drive, not solid state. 20 terabytes of standard hard. I think there's going to be some criteria around that. So don't go buying shitty, hard drives. Get them nice and fast, because there's going to be benchmarks on that for data storage. Flux share is going to be.
That's going to be share too.
Yeah. Well, it's already Flux share is already a thing.
Decentralized databases. What else do we
Decentralized Dropbox is Flux share. Decentralized databases, IPFS, persistent storage and databases. I mean, come on, man.
At that point, you run your own WordPress on Flux. So just
wait a minute.
You guys an idea.
Wait a minute.
What?
Did you leak something?
Did I? No, I didn't.
Anyway, so
move on.
Yeah, long story short is, we're super excited. Okay, Mototech,
we just answered that question.
What are some of the major features? The ones you can leak, of course. Okay, so we leaked about Flux Share, which is really a Dropbox replacement. You can use it today, but it's limited. It'll be open to anyone, so you'll be able to pay a little bit of Flux, and you'll have a Dropbox like UI that you can put all your files in and store them decentralized. So that's going to be cool. Part of Jetpack 2.0 is going to be Fiat on ramp. So this is a leak that nobody's heard about yet, and then I'm going to stop leaking shit. So
we're bad.
With once 2.0 has been deployed, we need a way to basically peg the onboarding price in Fiat, because Dan, as a business leader, wants to budget for my budget that I have to submit to my company, and I have to have IT numbers. I can't arbitrarily say, it might be 50 Flux, it might be 2,500 Flux, it might be 3 Flux. I don't know. So we have to be able to peg that into Fiat. With that, Dan goes in, he wants to deploy a website. He pays with his Fiat, his dirty Fiat, and then he deploys his website. That then, in the back end, flips that Fiat for Flux. So the payment settlement mechanism behind the scene is always Flux. And that goes back into the ecosystem, automatically into the market. And I call it passive market making. Because essentially what we're doing is we're taking that Fiat, we're converting it to Flux. Part of it's distributed to the community, the team, and the other part is put back into the market, and it's constantly on by pressure moving Flux up. So, it works in this. You should see the documents, how we laid them out, how it's all going to work. It's going to be badass. So anyway, that's all I'm giving you, Moto.
That's all he's giving. All right. I saw another interesting question, and he's asked it 3 times now, so I'm going to make sure he gets his answer.
Thoughts on further development options for gaming servers, not DeFi game, like hire some expert to just this field. Sorry for asking this 3 times. I just want my games on Flux. Yo, I'll tell you right now, and Davey can attest to this. We are talking with some of the best minds in the space about how blockchain gaming is going to materialize. And Flux is, I would say, there's 3 sectors that Flux is really going to concentrate on. Blockchain gaming, because it's untapped, right? And we're already starting to see gamification. Go back and read the article that we just published on Medium about, how gamification could work in Flux, right? So that's a big deal. The next area is electronic medical records, EMR. But really, you could do supply chain management. You could do, any type of valuable asset, and true deployment of NFTs, like the watches that we're doing. You get a watch it's limited and it has a number on it and it's authentic and it has an NFT to prove that you actually own that watch. If I go to the pawn shop with the watch without the NFT, I don't own it, right? If I go with the NFT without the watch, I got a pretty NFT, but I don't have the watch. You have to possess both of these pieces to prove ownership. And we can see this expanded to anything, right? Eventually titles on cars or houses and deeds or anything, really anything like that. So useful work of NFT, non-fungible tokens in the background as well, which coincides with DeFi. And then the last area, so blockchain gaming, EMR, NFTs is a use case, and then obviously expansion into standard tech stacks. So getting businesses that would really align well with autonomous organizations, let's say an Airbnb that's an autonomous organization deployed on a decentralized platform. Maybe it's, what the hell's the Uber? Uber that's ran by the group of drivers that participate. They have a governance token, and it's deployed on Web3. So these use cases are all fairly unique, but they're very targeted. But gaming is definitely one that we're working at and looking at very quickly.
And we are talking to some brilliant minds out there.
Yes. Yeah,
that even blew me away.
We're under NDA. We can't say it, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah. All right. I'll put it out there, but that's not an easy question to answer, though.
Why not Flux provide IP, ISP, VPN services? Well, you can run OpenVPN, I think, today on Flux. It's not a regulatory thing per se. I think it is. Obviously, a regulatory thing has some implications to it, but I just don't think we just haven't done it yet.
I don't think
so. We talked about it at the beginning, and it was on the short list, right? We whiteboarded out what we wanted to do. I would say if you've used VPN, the creature comforts of, like, let's say a Nord or something like that, we would really have to have somebody build that user interface out robust. Having people go in and configure their own VPNs is terrifying. It's like the quick launch. We take it for granted. Quick launch VPN connect, boom, you're gone. If you have people going in and actually configuring them, because really OpenVPN, that's what you have to do. I think it could be a little bit challenging. So I don't see a reason why it can't happen. But it's not on our short list.
All right.
So live stream of the event in France will take place September 22nd. Will you stream it to YouTube? Yes, it will be streamed across all platforms. So Twitter, YouTube. Hopefully we get Twitch in there by then. All of them. It'll be all platforms. Facebook, you name it.
Yeah. It'll be on our platforms, and I believe Monsieur TK as well is streaming it on his YouTube as well.
Yep. When do you see the next
collateral requirement split? So basically, what we did in February. March,
halving. I think is what he's doing. There's no ETA. We got to use it. We're at like 35% capacity now. We've got room. Our first year projections, if you watch the State of the Union, we were projected for I want to say, I'd have to pull the numbers up, but we've already exceeded year twos in terms of deployments. We have 17,000 plus, unique deployments. I think we were speccing out much less than that. So we've grown much faster than what we anticipated. But we have scale for like 1.2 million instances, so that puts us online or kind of on par with, DigitalOcean or some of the smaller cloud providers. We could easily have that. But the thing about it is I don't necessarily think we want to have it till we need it. You know what I mean? Like, because it is a pain in the ass. You guys all know. You guys went through it. Having your nodes, turning up new nodes. Am I going to do this? How to deploy there? Got to get infrastructure. So we like to try to give people notice. We're not going to be like, hey, next month we're going to have. So you'll get plenty of notification.
Mm-hmm.
Good pick, Greg. Like the sunglasses, man. All my pictures have sunglasses on, just about.
Fully Electric is asking questions.
He asks questions all the time.
He asks in every AMA.
Man, that guy. Dan, any plans on Neoxa to Zelcore? Maybe. Have their team reach out to us. I mean, there's, I kind of leaked it on a while ago that Ergo was going to be in Zelcore, right? And everybody loves that. And could be another project, proof of work project that you'll see there. Might not be this one. but one I like. So I don't always control it though. Everybody wants proof of work, so let's give them some.
Which one are you thinking about? Just me here. I'm kind of curious now.
I don't know.
Okay.
I kind of like a couple projects. Trunk would choke me if I said who it was, so I can't
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. So
I think I know which one.
The next ad will be a proof of work project, though. I will tell you that.
Let's see. Did we? I didn't even know.
What is the significance of Flux market cap flipping cadenas? Man, I don't. I don't think there's a ton of significance. I think that right now Flux is in the crosshairs because of the merge, and I think my opinion, strictly my opinion, not the opinion of the team or anyone else's. Flux is the heir apparent to move into takeover, and not just because, but because we earned it. We worked our ass off to get there. There's Flux has the most use case of any project out there in the space. I mean, it's just factual. You could argue Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, I think tried transacting. Where are the nodes? How do you build on that? How do you deploy on that? Flux is the shit. So it's yeah, I don't know. I love Cadena too. I love all them guys. I would like to see this, this back and forth all the way up to like the top 5, right?
That would be awesome.
Let's just ladder climb this shit together. Throw Ergo in there too, maybe. Now we got 3 going, right? Any project that's developing holistically and looking at blockchain as a space. I mean, the Ergo guys, they were fantastic to work with, right? We've had a great time with those guys, just like we do with the KDA guys. Good logical projects will always gravitate together, and hey, proof of work for the win. That's just how I feel about it. So not a ton of significance. I don't think. I don't put much weight into any of that. I am impressed with Flux and the fact that it continues. Not investment advice. I am not an investment advisor. Don't listen to me. I don't know shit about investing. But I do think it's very interesting that we've continued to battle against Bitcoin. We've decoupled for the most part, which is pretty damn impressive. And Absolutely. I'm just saying that as my opinion only. It is fucking impressive. Come on, guys.
All right.
Let's do a couple more.
This was also asked in the AMA question in Discord. So,
yes,
all events.
Yes, and the watches are gonna be sick. And the watches are really neat. That was like my pet project. I was like chilling on the couch one night, and I'm a horologist. Do you know what that is, Davey?
Nope. Explain.
Horologist is the study of time. I like clocks. I like watches. I have quite a vast collection of watches. But the one thing that I didn't have is I was sitting there and I was looking at these watches. I watched this YouTube channel where the guy, it's Red Dead Restoration. If you guys are into it, check it out. He takes apart watches and he puts them back together again. He does the service on them and all that stuff. It's a blast. Good mind, after stressing out all day about everything with Flux, it's
Dealing
nice
with
to
me
have
all day.
Yeah, unpack and watch something that's just kind of mind-numbing. And I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you had an NFT linked to a watch? Like, like legitimately. Like Rolex is their biggest problem is counterfeiters. Well, if you had NFTs tied to their devices, right? I walked into a dealer. I asked to see a Rolex. And if it's the Rolex matches the NFT, the QR is correct, everything's correct, and you possess the NFT and the Rolex, you now know that you have an authentic watch. It's not some shady dude behind the 7-Eleven selling you a $15 Rolex. And then that's what I went out and I asked a friend. I said, hey, who is a watchmaker? I said, let's do this. And that's how the Flux watch was born. It will have VIP access. You are also going to get some VIP NFTs. There'll be pieces linked to that, and +2, when you come to FluxCon, you will be have access to our VIP area. So these watches serve a purpose, which is really cool. Ryan Matta actually kind of gave me the idea. We talked about NFTs for access to events. You know what I mean? You buy an NFT and for life you can go to events, right? I was like, well, that's kind of a cool idea, but I want something I can wear and show off and all that kind of stuff. So
Ryan Matta, by the way, made an awesome video about Flux.
That video was kick ass. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out.
All the infographics there, it is so well laid out. Yeah, there's a couple small things that I'm okay.
Well, he talked about the deployment of the Solana validator nodes.
That we can't do
he's not wrong, right? But he's leaky, Ryan, because
he's ambitious.
Eventually we're gonna have the infrastructure with Lumen to deploy those, right? So it is what it is.
I've shown that video to friends who ask me all the time, hey, what is Flux? And I try and explain it to them over and over and over and over again. But when I saw that video, people were like, oh, they had that click that you said earlier.
My mom texted me and she's like, that video was excellent. I understand it all now.
Yep.
I was like, oh, damn, mom's got it down now too.
See, if the moms approve, you're doing something right?
Yeah. Well, I'm still trying to get my wife to watch it. She's like, 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. Whatever. I'm going to make the kids do it. I'm actually going to do a presentation. I have a bunch of friends it's like a cigar. Some people have lunch and learns. We have drink and smokes. Drink and smokes and learn. Yeah. And I'm doing a presentation for Flux and for crypto to basically, I would say the average age is 60 some years old that want to get into crypto. So they're going to leave there with Zelcore and Flux in their wallet. That's the goal. And I'm giving away $200 in Flux to a lucky winner. So that's the kind of shit we all should be doing, right? Everybody. All right.
I had to, because
shameless plug. Love the lamp. If you guys haven't seen it, my good friend Bill Dodge put this together for me. I don't have it lit right now because I don't have a receptacle plug over there because I had to brighten this up. But this lights up blue. This is all laser cut metal, right? And it's badass. There's blue lights inside of it. I posted it on Twitter and got like 20 bazillion likes. And the wood comes from a castle. Bill can probably answer it. I don't remember which century, but he basically broke like 3 saw blades trying to get this wood cut.
Yeah, if that's old school oak, then
blades. So Bill, thank you. I love it. It's my favorite showpiece. Once I get it plugged in over there, the lights will never go out. So Flux will be shining and it matches the Death Star plans really nicely. If you notice that, it's very, very coordinated. So you got this and the Death Star plans. Yeah.
Bill, every meeting so far this week, when I go in a meeting with Dan, he's like, I see my lamp. Have you seen my lamp yet?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't repeat myself. Okay. A couple more questions. What else we got?
Alex is very mean this morning.
Jeff can't get in. No. And we're gonna make it like just like
a nice VIP
place with 2 peepholes where Jeff can just stand there and look in like this. And then all of us with our watches will be in there partying, right? So no, there'll be VIP access for the team as well. So don't worry about it, Alex. You'll get in. And so I don't know. I guess Davey too.
Well, maybe.
Neil Stewart says, if the plan is to accept fiat as payment for the enterprise clients, what is the point of the Flux token? And how can you predict costs will continue to be competitive against AWS? I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. The fiat payment you're accepting fiat because that's how enterprises pay. But you're immediately tying it to the back end to the purchase of the Flux asset. The settlement layer will be in Flux, and it goes back into the network. It goes back to the node ops, the miners, the team, so on and so forth, a portion of it. The rest of it goes back to the market and creates a passive market making model. So it's just how you pay. You could simply say you could pay in Bitcoin, you can pay in Ethereum, you can pay in Litecoin, you can pay in Flux, you can pay in Fiat, you can pay in whatever, PayPal, Vimeo, whatever the hell it is, right? All of these will end up being Flux, right? The payment settlement mechanism behind it all is going to be Flux. So there's no, I think you misunderstood, or maybe I didn't articulate it correctly, how that method would work. And as far as prices, well, we get the team, the project essentially pays nothing for your compute resources, so we can give it as the blockchain does. So good old pal Flux blockchain has paid you well in advance for your computational power today. And so that gives us the ability to basically study the markets and make it as cheap as humanly possible, like all but free. And if you haven't looked up like Linux distribution models, that's kind of what Flux is doing. It's following a Linux distribution model. In other words, we keep it damn near free so people can build on top of it. What is the expectation on the price of Flux after the Ethereum merge? Would Flux take advantage of that? I don't care. I don't worry about price. We're so far away from where I know Flux will be that I don't even pay any mind to it. What we'd like to be the I hate even alluding to Ethereum, right? We're not the next Ethereum, we're the first Flux. Will we take a big portion of that hash power? We already have. I think we're up. Oh, I looked at that graph today.
3 million or something.
3 million. I mean, it's fucking insane. I would say if you look at all the other proof of work projects, they're seeing some incremental growth. Flux is seeing some massive growth. And that's good. So will we be the heir apparent? I don't know. It could be a combination of 3 or 4 projects that are the heir apparents. But each one of them has new and unique business cases.
And even if we're not, we'll keep building.
Yeah, I don't really care about, guys, it's factual. I mean, to me, the price is I have a number. I wrote it on a piece of paper a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It sits right here. I have it on my little sticky note, and I put it there and I look at it. And anytime I get, maybe a little bit bogged down or whatever, and I'm bumming, and I look down at that piece of paper and I'm like, yep, let's keep going.
All right.
All right.
Dan, any apps planned for release in the marketplace for a turnkey experience? That's actually not a bad idea. We should actually have some more apps.
I think you'll see more turnkey, more as there's more deployments of front ends. We have one that I think we're going to announce today. Maybe not today. I don't know. The one that just got deployed, Davey. That's pretty turnkey. I mean, you can start participating and working with that. I think the UI and UX on these things are going to be. It's gonna take a little while.
First, we build the technology, then we refine the technology, right? So we're polishing it up. Jetpack is a prime example of that. But the marketplace does need some love, and there will be more solutions on there soon enough.
Yeah, and I mean,
the focus has not been there at this point.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be our focus.
No. So we see more apps coming online every day, and if you don't know how to do it, just check out Doofus's stuff. Did I lose you?
Yeah, hold on. Stupid Dan.
Is it me or is it you? Because I know I break things, but.
Can you hear me, Davey?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good. Okay. My stupid. I don't know why that VPN just likes to turn on. What the hell? So
okay.
Anyway, All right. What else? So we talked about that. It should be really up to the developers to get those turnkey pieces and make the creature comforts, there. So
All right.
let's do like 2 more and then we're done.
People are asking what the number is on the post-it you wrote down. Don't think you're going to share
I'm
that.
not telling you. That's part of the fun. You should have a post-it note too. And then you look at it every day and it should make you work harder too. So
People are asking for the t-shirt.
I will tell you this. We're not anywhere close to where I would start thinking about taking profit. I've taken profit out of other shit coins I bought. Yeah, the shirt is badass. You can find it on our store. I don't know. It's hard to find. I'll post it in the Discord for everybody to check it out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did I miss a couple questions? I probably did. If I did, my apologies. There's a lot of things flying by.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned something about okay. So you checked Swiss peer collab and French business collab. What about collabing network with European countries? Is anything else in Europe happening in the future? Well, of course. I mean, we would be remiss to say that we're not aggressively pursuing, actual fundamental and developed partnerships, not partnering with a toaster because I think it's going to pump the price, like some people do in this space. Justin Sun.
Just straight away name somebody.
Yeah.
He knows. I know. I'm working with a company in Holland. If I'm not going to name who, but I am working with somebody in Holland, for instance. So I'm working
with companies in Canada, the United States, Mexico, several places in Europe, Swiss. I mean, this Flux is global, yo.
Singapore, Australia. There's so many.
Yeah, Singapore. Yeah, that's one that could be interesting. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of interest. I mean, just while our politicians are fumbling around thinking that they can ban proof of work, we're out there building like the next iteration. It's like it took them the better part of like 10 years to figure this shit out. I'm not worried about them banning, cryptocurrency mining because they have no idea that you can't ban it, right? What are you going to do? You're going to ban code. You're going to ban the ability to run it on your computer. You're going to ban graphics cards. You're going to ban ASIC miners. Well, ASIC miners wouldn't be a bad idea. No, I'm just kidding. People should have that choice. It's stupid for all they're trying to do is scare you. They're trying to, everything's a shit show right now in the fiat ecosystems, right? And
but it's interesting, right? Because didn't we have some form of governments ask us to work with them? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, none of the ones that are sanctioned. So don't get us in fucking trouble there. These are not these, and they wanted. It was somebody in the States. We'll say that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we don't want anybody thinking that we're doing anything nefarious.
No, not at all. Last question.
Is there a chance to simplify the way that Flux can receive the parallel? Sorry, my glasses aren't on. It is a pain to get the token to pay the fees at a small amount. Yeah. I mean, we're always working to get more. I mean, everybody knows that crypto is not always the most user friendly. You got to, it's 10 hops to get somewhere to buy a little bit of Flux or whatever. It is what it is. We'll keep working on it. Zelcore's working on it now with Eve. They're putting some more on and off ramps inside of Zelcore. I think you're going to see some really good stuff come from them.
All
right, that's it, guys. Thank you for jumping on. I mean, literally everybody stayed till the end, which is totally cool, which means you guys got value out of this. And my promise to the community is to continue to keep you guys in the ride. Because if you guys are as excited about this shit as I'm excited about this shit, we should do it together. So, let's work as a team. And by the way, when we do this live stream, I want every single person in this community tweeting about it, talking about it, writing Medium articles about it, getting everywhere you can. And you can help with this project. Don't sit on your ass and fold your hands and wait for somebody else to go out and build this project. It is a community-based project, and that means you. You're sitting there watching. What have you done for Flux lately? Go out and help us get out there and saturate it. Be evangelists, talk about the project, even grab mom and show her that video so that she starts to understand how important Flux is in the next iteration of the internet. If we do this together as a community, all of us working together, we win. So right now we're at a very difficult time for crypto. You have the SEC talking about every crypto out there other than Bitcoin and Ethereum being securities. You've got Joe Biden's silliness and the White House thinking that they can ban proof of work. You know, what are you going to come take my graphics card out of my computer? Good luck. So in the end, get rid of the white noise and start being evangelists of not only just Flux, but proof of work, decentralization, Web3, everything we can do. Today is the day we have to work, guys. Don't let somebody else fight our battles. We got to fight our battles for ourselves. So I'm off my soapbox. Thanks, guys, for jumping on, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
For coming.